One of the most asked questions by porn addicts is, how do I stop sexual thinking? How do I stop lust from entering my mind? Or if I can't do it, how do I fight it and make it leave forever? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I did it personally, basically walking you through my roadmap that I developed coaching over 50 people now. And as you can see, desexualizing your brain is kind of a big section dedicated in this roadmap. So I want to start with a story. So a couple of years ago, in my horny days, I was scrolling on some girl's, profile, social media account. And I was scrolling and was looking for a picture to jerk off, basically. I was scrolling, and her birthday post starting popping up, right? Friends wishing her happy birthday. One post caught my attention. It was from her dad. And it said something simple like, happy birthday to my little girl. And that did a major change in me. Why? Well, first of all, it made me realize that that girl was just a normal person, a human, just like me, and had a father. And secondly, I put myself in the shoes of her father, and I thought about, what if some creep started scrolling on my daughter's profile, lusting over her? It would be so gross. I would want to punch him in the face. And that's exactly who I am. I would like to punch myself in the face. So this event made me realize that one of the best ways to kind of counteract that temptation when it's already in your mind is by not fighting it, because if you fight it, it just grows bigger, but kind of finding compassion for it, kind of becoming friends with it. From that point, when I found that post, I started kind of seeing those girls as my daughters, or my sisters rather. And that kind of goes hand in hand with teachings of the Bible. Check this out. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1. Keep on loving one another as brothers and sisters. And so I started talking about that with people that I help. And so this one guy, I told him that, and he was like, oh, I never thought about this again. It's like a strange tactic. Let me try it, right? And here's what he wrote me a couple of days later. He told me that it was a very effective thing. Why? Because when you have this view as you this big brother, a virtuous person, you kind of feel protective towards those girls you lust over or whatever. And you're just not in the mood for thinking in a sexual way. So the main takeaway is this. Realize that they are humans. Girls you lust over are humans. That way you'll be able to find compassion for them. And you may find that you don't really want to find compassion for them. Like, they are immoral, some of the time people. They are posting these provocative pictures that you see online. How can you feel compassion for them? You should feel pity for them. But then again, I come back to Bible, where it's clearly said that he who is without sin among us, let him throw a stone at her first. And then you approach this with a mindset not to conquer, but to find peace and to find compassion. Suddenly, there's no fight. There's no negative feelings that make you want to escape them and you relapse eventually. Where is harmony? And that's basically the first thing that I wanted to talk about. The second thing is different. In the first one, we talked about how do you get those lustful thoughts out of your brain when they are already in. Here's the thing that will allow you to not even have those thoughts in your mind in the first place. So a couple of years ago again, right? I was going to sleep, right? I was laying in my bed, I was trying to fall asleep. And as usual, these lustful thoughts started creeping in my mind. And I tried to make myself busy, I was trying to think about something else. I was trying to go on my phone to scroll. But eventually, I got triggered and relapsed. So I think there's this common misconception that people have. If you are just busy, bro, you will not relapse. But the truth is that even though it's helpful to be busy, it's not sustainable 24/7. At some point, you're going to be tired. You're going to be bored. You're going to be overstimulated. And for example, you're going to lay in bed and these thoughts will come. And what you're going to do, you're not going to go wash dishes or go outside and walk your dog. There is nothing more stimulating and important for a porn addict than lust. Or is it? You see, right now, when I lay in my bed, I could still get those fantasies, right? But there's a key difference. My mind is preoccupied with something else. And that something else is not just a random thing. It's a thing that's so important to me that it takes the mental real estate away from lust. The most primitive instinct where is. And you may ask, what is this thing? That thing, my brother, is my purpose. That is my big goal. That is my life's work. And that is not confused with a corporate job that you may have. Recently, I was walking on a street and I saw a bus coming by me, right? And at the end row, I saw a woman sitting there. And just by looking at her eyes, I just saw dread and I saw depression. And she was probably going to her job. The job is probably not the purpose why you are on this earth. One of the Holocaust survivors, I believe, said that someone who doesn't have a deeper meaning will distract himself with pleasure. And if you want a quote from a scripture, Proverbs chapter 16, verse 27, idle hands are the devil's workshop. So what I've done was finding my purpose. And finding my purpose, or rather just the current purpose, the current layer of purpose, helped me rise above those lustful thoughts, because honestly, they're not that important for me anymore. This thing, my purpose, outweighs that thing tenfold. Now, how do you find that purpose? Because it's easier said than done, right? Well, I think there's a twofold solution for that. The first thing that I've done personally that made me feel like I have a purpose is Jesus-focused self-improvement. So you are improving yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, in every way, but you dedicate that improvement for Jesus, for the King, right? And the reason you do that is because you can't really pour from an empty cup, right? So for me, getting stronger in the gym, right? Making connections with people, meditating, praying, these things made me hopeful that the future can be bright, right? And the other solution that I found, after you do some Jesus-focused self-improvement, then you can go into the world and help others. And basically, that's what I do with this channel. Like, I educate people about porn addiction. I hop on calls with people, I help them, I talk about their specific situations, I give guidance, accountability. I'm also a suicide hotline volunteer where I pick up the phone and I talk with people from different walks of life. And every time the call ends or the meeting ends, I just can't feel but be excited. I have that vitality. I want to go outside and jump. Serving others kind of makes my life worthwhile. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you want a Christian community focused around quitting porn and becoming more virtuous, you'll find the link down below.